Hey guys, welcome to another video. So now we're going to start getting into SQLite, but I wanted to, and I'm not sure if you've taken a database class here at school or not, but I wanted to kind of go through just a kind of an idea of what a database is and so forth. So for example, this is actually to my other class at Point Park, and let me pull up one of my data models, and I kind of one of them that I developed here. All right, so this is a good example. All right, whoops, where'd it go? There we go. All right, so this right here is an example of a structured database. So as you see here, we have, this is actually a data model, and the data model represents the type of database that we're dealing with. So for example, we have so it breaks down, there's tables, and there's a database, obviously, and then the database consists of tables, which is the lower level, and then the tables consist of attributes. So the tables in this case would be vehicle, driver, officer, violations, and violation ticket. The attributes would be where the values are stored at. So we have attributes as like vehicle ID, vehicle license, state, year, make, model, etc. Those are attributes that store values. Values represent what type of vehicle it is, what state it's from, the color, what year it is, make, model, such as a Toyota 4Runner, a Pontiac Trans Am, a Ford F-150, a I don't know, Mazda, a Chevy Blazer, stuff like that. And then your driver information could be your name. It could be your driver's license number, your last name, first name, city, state, zip. All this stuff stores information. But the more important thing is, how is it consolidated together? How do they talk to each other? Well, they have a relational database. As you see here, I have themes set up. Themes represent a way for a database to live in its own theme, but be able to talk to each other in some essence. So in this example here, when I linked the two together, I was able to set up something called a foreign key. A foreign key allows me to connect one table to another table and get all the information. What that means is, let's say, for example, I wanted to write a query and give me all the the driver's license number, last name, first name, city, state, zip, right? But also I wanted to know what make, model, and year that person's vehicle was. Well, this table right here only allows me to pull this information. But since we have them linked together on vehicle ID, I could do something called a join this table and link them on vehicle ID. So it would be something like, so for example, if I was going to write that query, it would be, let me find a query window. Let me find an example. Sublime is always good for me. All right, so Sublime. Let's do a new window. All right, so let's say that we had, we wanted to select, which we mentioned is, I have to give it a name here. And I'll mention what that is. Driver's license. I think that's what I have. Driver's license number. Oops. And then we want to get last name. And we want to, so what I'm doing is grabbing everything from the driver's table. First name. So what I'm writing is something called SQL. It's a structured query language. It's a language only that you could use within a database to grab database information. Let's see here. City, state, and we will say zip code. Now, I talked about I want to get information from the vehicle table. So first of all, I need to do a from, and the name of this table is called driver. I'm gonna put an A on the end of it. So what I did here is I said, hey, you know what? A means, what the heck that is? Don't save and don't say close these out. A means that theme that I'm grabbing from, and drivers represents a, like, you know, like we write code, we write something, we do dot, and it gives us that method or that library or whatever. That's what we're doing here. All right, so now I'm going to join on that table. So I'm going to type in join, and I'm going to type in the table, which is vehicle, and we'll call that one B, and then I'll do a space. I'll do on A. So what I'm going to do is now link the two tables together. How am I linking them together? We'll say vehicle ID equals b.vehicle ID. So what that means here is this vehicle ID right here is related to this vehicle ID. So now they have a common value that are related. Perfect. So that right there would actually pull up this information. But we also need other information here. I have to have a comma here. I didn't put that in there. And the other information I was looking for was from the, we'll say, make, model, and we'll say year. That right there will give us all that information. Now, by running this, we have an actual query. We have values for everything versus if we didn't have these guys linked together, then we wouldn't have any values. Okay, so that is an example of a structured way of writing a query. This is an example of a database, just giving you a diagram, a high level of how that works. So this is just a basic video. Hopefully that was understanding, and we'll move on to the next video. The next video we'll start talking about writing SQLite, and actually what is SQLite? So that's a good question. It's a relational database management system. It was actually developed in C programming language. It's a little bit different than most languages, but it's unique in its own way. It's not a client-server database engine. Rather, it is like an embedded database program versus this right here uses a relational database. So it's a little bit different. It's very popular, and it's something that we could actually design directly in our code and utilize it. So that's what we're going to do in this video or the next video. So hopefully that was beneficial, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.